afternoon, Chair, Delegates, Conference, Paula Peters, Bromley and Chislehurst, CLP. As a disabled woman and as a disability rights activist with Disabled People Against Cuts, DPAC, it's important that disabled people's voices are not silenced and heard at every platform and every forum. And I have to say to one delegate, we are not voiceless. We are speaking out in anger. And to all disabled delegates and activists, now is the time to raise your voices in anger about what we're experiencing under a Tory government. I just want to say that Jeremy Corbyn and John McDonnell have been consistent in voting against the cuts disabled people have been subjected to in 7 years of brutal Tory austerity. We have borne the brunt of the cuts 9 times more than any other group, and if you are with high support needs and ex-independent living fund user, 19 times more than any other group. And we should remember the United Nations Convention of the Rights of People with Disabilities, that the Tory government, the UK, are the first state to be formally investigated, the first state to be found guilty of grave and systematic human rights violations, and just recently in Geneva, in August, they ruled that the cuts disabled people are experiencing are of a human catastrophe so big it cannot be said enough. I say to you, to all the families who've lost loved ones due to these cuts, their stories need to be heard. To all the activists who are not here and to people who cannot speak out, we must continue the fight to get their voices heard, their stories told. Every voice makes a difference. Every action, every campaign makes a difference. But change happens out on our streets and in our communities. And it's under a Labour government we must continue to pile the pressure so that we are fully included and with fully accessible services, so that we are as much a human being in society as non-disabled people. Thank you.